Welcome, dear listeners, to the TV Tuners Podcast. I am your host, Dark Swanson, the TV Messiah, here to guide you through the labyrinth of television's best, worst, and utterly bizarre. But before we dive into the depths of today's TV wonders, let me recount a tale, most peculiar, a journey that transformed me into the being I am today. It all began with my former companions, Kiorein and Stairmaster. Those were simpler times, filled with laughter, debates over sitcoms, and the occasional reality TV rant. But then, something unexpected happened. An event so bizarre it could only belong to the strangest of TV shows. They joined the Blue Man Group. Yes, you heard that right. My co-hosts adorned in blue paint, banging on drums as they were summoning the TV gods themselves. But they were not alone in this transformation. Alongside them was no other than Anthony Fauci, the esteemed doctor, now a blue-painted percussionist alongside Kiorein and Stairmaster. He created a spectacle so surreal it would make even the most avant-garde director blush. And I, a mere mortal in the realm of television, was left to witness this torment, night after night. Their rhythmic drumming haunted my dreams. The blue paint seemed to seep into my very soul. It drove me into the depths of despair. The world of TV, once a source of joy and escape, became a labyrinth of madness, of despair. The transformation occurred. In the abyss, I found enlightenment, a new purpose. I emerged as Dark Swanson, the TV Messiah, no longer just a connoisseur of television, but its savior, its guide, its prophet. With my newfound perspective, I vow to lead you, my faithful listeners, through the ever-shifting landscapes of television. So, join me as we explore the wonders and horrors of TV, from the hidden gems to the mind-bending dramas, from the laugh-out-loud comedies to the reality shows that make you question reality itself. This is the TV Tuners Podcast. Prepare for a journey like no other. Hi there, folks, and welcome to TV Tuners. It's a television podcast for the true fanatics. It's a weekly dive in the latest in TV news and reviews. I'm your host, Swanson. With me, as always, is my co-host and one half of a lesbian couple who really wants a dog, Stairmaster.
This accursed feline. Always with the lads on at Mondays. Yeah, they got cats, don't they?
They had a dog.
I thought that. Wait, but they want a dog?
They have a dog and they want another, and one of them wants another dog.
They want another dog?
Listen, the show was kind of a challenge for me. It was a battle.
I thought so. There was no Garfield in this eating lasagna.
No, there was zero Garfield in this. There wasn't even like an "I hate Mondays" joke in here. That other voice you're hearing, of course, is our other co-host and cop who's gonna take my side after they realize I care. Kiorein.
And maybe his virginity?
You thought hold on. You think he was a virgin before this?
Well, he kind of sounds like Nathan Fielder.
True.
Nathan Fielder's not a virgin.
Yeah, he's famously been married and divorced.
Maybe he got divorced because you couldn't get it in. You ever think about that? And that's what the show. That's what the show The Curse is about.
It's all
Like
about
she was
that.
very much wanting this, but he was unable to do it.
He could not pick up on the signals.
And they didn't figure it out, of course, until marriage because you don't have sex until marriage.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was an awkward honeymoon.
Welcome to another exciting edition of TV Tuners.
Look, do we have any hard evidence that this character, has had sex?
Well, we get some hard evidence at the end.
Oh, I turned off. I got bored after the last 2 minutes.
Yeah, there's a whole, ending
When they were starting to set up the myth arc, I was like, no, I'm done with this.
Yeah, I can't wait to fucking talk about the quote-unquote myth arc of this show. What a doozy of a show we watched this week, guys. It's a real turd. Spoilers. But
I was able to pay attention to this show. I was watching it very closely.
I was pretty tuned out.
I was watching it. I saw the man he was tracking. There was a lady who was like, "Tracker, let me tell you about your backstory and why you're doing what you're doing." He's like, "It's like that was almost right, but I did track him."
Tracker, you must track the child.
No, I'll give credit to the writing team briefly for that, where they're going over his backstory, and the lady's like, "So this is why you do tracking, because you were never able to find your dad." And he's like, "Close, but actually wrong." Which is like a weird, them trying to be like cheeky and like subverting it, but not really, because he just goes on to explain why he's anyway, like his whole deal.
The one thing you can't track, the pain.
It's true. Yeah,
I think every show needs to have a conversation about what the character's deal is.
Well, I mean, Justified does that in the first episode.
Yeah, if you think that's the case, Kio, then have I got a good lineup of shows for you. It's on CBS. It's literally every program on there. Presumably.
Swanson.
I mean, The Sopranos does that. That's kind of the whole premise of the show is Dr. Melfi asks Tony what his deal is. And he tells
and he's
her.
Like, "I can't tell you what my deal is. You know I can't tell you the deal."
6 seasons of him telling her what his deal is. Kio.
You know what I do.
We're talking about,
you know what I do. Why do I gotta tell you what I do?
The reason why that works is because he doesn't know what his deal is. He can't articulate it. Imagine like Dr. Melfi talked to him and he's like, "I went through a rough childhood and I was neglected as a kid, and that's why I do what I do." And then anyone ever
called you Dr. Melfi?
My dad taught me how to track.
I was put into this lifestyle at a very young age.
Just a well-adjusted Tony Soprano talking to a therapist, though. I don't know how to get out of it. I'm kind of trapped.
I don't have any other real skills to lean on, so I'm pretty much stuck in this lifestyle.
What do you put on a resume? I haven't had a real job in my entire life.
Oh, you just like me, for real.
Are you Tony Soprano?
Maybe.
Oh. Tony Soprano, played by Nathan Fielder.
I was looking forward to that lo mein, Swanson. Why'd you have to fucking go and eat it?
Well, it was in the fridge. I was hungry.
I was saving it!
Stair does constantly ask me to make sure I get the one with some pulp. The orange juice with some pulp. Not no pulp.
Well, yeah. You don't want a lot. You don't want too little. You want the perfect amount, Swanson. I would just love it, though, if in the first episode Tony Soprano was able to articulate exactly what's wrong with him and goes into detail about it, and then she's like, "Oh, okay, what are you going to do about that?" "Oh, probably nothing. We're going to... the show has to happen, right?"
Not really going to do anything about it. I just need to tell you.
I mean, in a sense, we all say that. We all have a show that's got to happen.
It's true.
Yeah, that's true.
Especially right now. It's the TV Tuners podcast.
Oh.
Hello.
Yeah.
Welcome to another exciting episode. If you're listening to the pod and you're like, what's all this? What are they doing? What's their deal?
Why have we taken 10 minutes to get to the name of the podcast?
We didn't. I say it at the top almost every time.
Oh, right. Okay.
But if you're listening and you got a question, a quip, comment, foresight, otherwise, well, why not send it to our email address at tvtunerspodcast@gmail.com. And we can read it aloud on the podcast. What's that email address, Kiorein?
I think it's like the sandlercast@gmail.com.
That's right. Send your emails and they'll be placed here. And of course, as always, folks, while we're here in the early portion of the pod, I have to ask, what'd you guys watch this week? Anything fun, interesting, exciting? Something you want to discuss?
I watched Ferrari. Ferrari.
Michael Mann's Ferrari.
Yes. About the Italianos.
A film by Michael Mann called No Italiano. Except there's many.
No. That would be... I think he would get sued for that. Because there are a lot of Italians in this movie.
Some would say it's almost completely full of them.
They're like one Portuguese guy.
So how is it?
Oh, it's peak. It's Kino.
It's the end of cinema as we know it. It's the
yes,
close.
It's the last movie ever made.
Yes, as we all know.
And what a way to go out.
Good times? Is it a feel-good movie?
It's a movie about the power of family. Or like the crushing weight. Or the crushing weight of it.
Okay, much like Sopranos.
Sort of like the really fast cars they're driving around. That tend to, whenever they bump into things, go flying and spin in the air.
Yeah,
and slam it
true.
into the ground. You see, a car is like a beautiful woman. It has curves. And ferocious killing power.
Tell me more about this woman concept.
It taught me a lot about Kio's life. What it must be like for him. As an Italian.
Right, as an Italian-American.
Italian-American.
Yeah.
Immigrated here from Sicily.
Yeah. I teach you guys how to cook the food properly.
Yeah, he grates the cheese so thin or whatever the fuck.
Swanson, how dare you? How dare you say that?
You must be ginger. With the grating. Like the cosmic fibers.
So it's a
I don't know
tune-in.
but yeah, it's a tune-in. I don't know what the fuck my brain's going. There's this word that I forgot. I've been trying to remember for the week.
Is it race car?
No. It's like
vehicle.
Adam Driver.
No, it has nothing to do with Michael Mann's Ferrari. I was just thinking about the little strands of noodles being cut up.
Has anyone talked about how Adam Driver is playing Ferrari in the movie about the car Ferrari?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I think people have talked about it. I hope so, because it seems like people watched the movie.
Like, did they pick him because his last name's Driver?
Oh. Oh. Yeah.
They were like, we need this
well,
guy.
You know, Ferrari did drive and won a few races in his time.
Didn't he have like a horrible accident and that's why he stopped?
No, I thought it was his friends died.
Oh, yeah.
Like in the span of a week.
Yeah, that'll do it. Anything else?
Oh, I've been watching Justified some more.
Okay. How far
I
are you now?
binged through season 4. Chef's Kiss. Mwah. Mwah.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Correct. Big smooches.
Absolute banger. They just nailed it completely. They found one good through line and stuck to it. Unlike season 2 and 3, which were kind of a bit convoluted. Season 3 especially. Because they had too many balls in the air.
Too many balls, yeah, true.
Yes. I mean, you got Charles Quarles, you got Elston Limehouse, who's like facing off against literally everyone in that on the cast.
Yeah, true.
And you also got Raylan trying to get back together with his wife and then not getting back together with his wife. Anyway, season 5 is kind of
Season 5,
It feels like they like made season 4 so good, and then they like got negative karma from that.
Season 5 is kind of the weakest, I think, of the show, but season 6 is so good that it kind of makes up for it.
Like, what is the point of the Crow family? The Crow family is like a villain. This just doesn't work for me. They're kind of just annoying. In fact, the whole show just feels like, the whole season just feels like they're pressing the bad things happen to people button. Like the characters in the show keep rolling ones on their skill checks.
Yeah.
And the Ava plotline is just like, no, come on.
Listen, folks. The
Ava plotline is like atrocious.
The moral of this story is that on a long enough timeline, even the best shows have a bad season or two. But here's what I'm going to tell you about season 6, Stair, if you haven't heard. Sam Elliott is the bad guy.
Interesting. Which guy's Sam Elliott again?
Sam Elliott's the cowboy from Big Lebowski.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of perfect for
anything else.
He's been in a ton of other stuff. That's just, I think, the most ready available thing you would remember him from.
Swanson, if you haven't figured it out, Swanson really loves Big Lebowski.
I mean, I could say like he's from.
It's sort of like his Charge Counterattack.
Yes, very much so. Actually, I mean, I could have said like he's the guy from Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, but you would have been like, huh? So I went with, or he's from he's from Tombstone. You would have said the pizza.
He was a pizza.
Sorry, pizza? Did someone say pizza?
Anyway, Justified's a good show. I will say the one nice thing about season 3 is that our boy Fuchs is in it for a bit.
Oh, yeah. Well, he's in all the seasons, I think.
Oh, is he? I thought he died in season 3. Spoilers, maybe for you.
Oh no, we must be season 6 then.
Maybe he doesn't.
No, he's a judge.
It's been a while for me.
No, Stephen Root plays the judge, the crazy judge.
Yeah.
The eccentric judge. Who wears a Speedo to court under his robe. And has a holstered firearm.
Classic Fuchs behavior.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, Justified. Show of 2024.
True.
Anyways, that's about it.
All right. Kio, I assume you've been watching a lot.
I haven't watched nothing, Swanson.
Oh, come on, buddy.
I was trapped in a room with somebody watching TV.
Oh, okay.
Trapped? Like you were like chained? Like it was a Saw scenario?
Yeah, and you know what they were watching?
No. Was it NCIS?
No, it was not NCIS. They were watching Friends.
Oh, that's great. You were catching up on your boys, on your friends. You were seeing your friends, Ross, Joey, Chandler, R.I.P.
Yeah, that show is not for me, folks.
Yeah, you don't like obnoxious 20-somethings / 30-somethings who live in New York and seem to have unlimited
frictionless
money.
lives.
Yeah, they seem to have put in the cheat codes for life.
So yeah, they can just kind of goof off all day.
Yeah, none of them have real jobs except for when it's plot convenient.
Yeah.
Did you watch the episode where Tank Abbott shows up?
Who?
Tank Abbott.
MMA fighter Tank Abbott, who beats, I think he fights Joey?
Yeah. Who knows? Who cares?
Did you watch the episode where Joey is Al Pacino's ass double?
No, I didn't watch that either.
Did you
making
watch?
things up?
Did you watch the episode with the Mornings Here guy?
No, I would have been happy to see that one.
Oh.
I think I watched one where one of the characters had erectile dysfunction.
Oh, uh-oh.
Interesting.
And it was who was it?
I don't know. These guys are just an amalgamation of my brain. I don't know their names or faces. That's all I remember is he couldn't get it up. He was upset.
Good times on the show, Friends. So that's a tune out on Friends.
Yeah.
And that's a tune out on erectile dysfunction. And if you're worried about that, try our sponsor, Blue Chew. We'll offer offer discreetly packaging chewable tablets.
Blue Chew's so good the Blue Man Group can't go without it. They should be the sponsor.
Oh no.
I'm getting some.
Oh no.
Getting some very, very graphic imagery in my brain for that statement you made, Swanson.
What do you think they're banging on the drums with?
Hey, Kio, are they clothed in yours?
Stare, no, they're not.
Oh, lucky you.
I'm lucky for this?
Yeah. Okay, now imagine they're wearing very tight bodysuits, but you can see the dick imprint.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
And their nipples. Is that
And
better?
then they start using it as for the drum.
No.
I don't think that would be practical.
Listen, it's been so many years that they've been around as a group, they've have to come up with some new ideas, you know? Anyway, I watched some things. Now I'm going to say what I think about them. None of them Blue Man Group related.
Why are we talking about Blue Man Group?
Kio, you okay? It hasn't even been a minute. I guess the vision's scarred you.
Why did that come up? I don't understand.
We were talking about Blue Chew because we were,
I don't know. I just feel like there's some kind of Blue Man Group thing looming over us that I'm just.
Did we talk about the Blue Man Group last week?
Maybe.
I feel like we've talked about them recently.
Yeah, I can't put my finger on why we would have discussed them. It seems like such a late 90s, early 2000s thing to discuss.
No, they're still around.
Yeah, but
no, I know, but there was like their zeitgeist.
I think their moment is past.
That's true.
If you think the Blue Man Group is still relevant, email us at tvtunerspodcast@gmail.com.
There might have been a Friends episode where the Blue Man Group shows up.
Yeah, definitely.
It definitely happened, I bet. Joey was probably in the Blue Man Group. Got kicked out for talking or some shit. Anyway, I watched some stuff. I'm going to talk about it real quick.
Oh, you watched some stuff too, Swanson? That's crazy.
Yeah, I've been watching a couple of things. Been watching. First, I'm going to talk about a movie I watched called Inside Llewyn Davis. Not a literal title. You do not go inside of a man.
It's not like Inside.
No. This is like another Coen Brothers joint. Listen, guys, if you haven't watched this one, you need to watch it. It's one of their best. It's great. It's a great movie.
I won't.
Oscar Isaac's breakout performance as a folk singer in the 60s who's like a huge asshole to everyone, but is pretty talented. Just doesn't have that it factor that's going to take him anywhere. It's a movie about a guy who fails consistently.
Do you think that if I was meaner, I'd be more talented? Do you think that being nice to all my friends is holding me back?
Yes.
Okay.
If you're going to go by this movie, the answer is no.
Movies don't teach lessons, Swanson.
Well, certainly not Coen Brothers movies. Because the lesson out of this one seems to be get used to failing.
It's not fun.
It's a good movie. It's a great. It's not a feel good one. I'll say that, but it's a good time. I would say I'd give it a hearty tune in. I liked it even more on rewatch. A film that I haven't watched before, that I watched recently, is First Man, which is about
starring Barack Obama.
No,
himself,
starring Ryan Gosling as Neil Armstrong.
Yeah.
He kicks ass. Actually,
Exactly.
It's a pretty good movie. I feel like this came out in like.
Oh, I watched The Gray Man the other.
What's happening?
I rewatched The Gray Man recently. I think about it. What a bizarre coincidence.
That we watched two things that have man in the title.
Oh yeah, and the man is Ryan Gosling.
Oh wait, the Gray Man was Ryan Gosling?
Yes.
Oh.
I can't believe they tried to make a Marvel's film about a spy who kills people and fights the government.
Oh yeah, it was gonna be like a cinematic universe, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Or still is, maybe.
I think they still got maybe.
Yeah, that movie, Gray is a great title for that movie because it's sort of faded into the background to be just a blob.
Anyways, First Man, he's on the big gray orb, right?
He's on the big gray orb. Ryan Gosling is doing a very great understated performance, which yeah, of course, he's playing Neil Armstrong. Neil Armstrong's not known for being like a boisterous guy.
Oh, maybe they should have made a movie about someone else.
Like Buzz Aldrin, who shows up
Like
in
the
this
guys
movie
on-
as kind of like an asshole.
Yeah, or maybe the guys on Apollo 13. I think you could make a good movie about that.
Yeah. Yeah, that hasn't been done. I think that would be a good idea. Anyway, this is a great movie. Fun time. It's all about it's a lot of like, here's the in and outs, here's how we got this all together type of deal. It's very much a workman movie, which I like. It's kind of funny that this is by the same guy who did like La La Land, and then immediately was like, yeah, I'm gonna follow up a big boisterous like musical movie with just a very down to earth, here's how we got off of Earth movie.
Okay, so are you pro or anti landing on the moon after seeing this movie?
That's tough, because it's pretty cool to see him land on the moon, but also it seemed like it was a waste of a lot of resources.
Oh.
But also, let's be honest,
Interesting.
it was the 60s. Those resources were not going to go to anybody who needed them anyway. So I don't know. It happened.
I think the problem is we didn't follow up on it.
Yeah, true. Like,
Like,
maybe we should go back sometime.
Like, we should make something out of it.
Yeah.
Put a little log cabin up there for people to hang out in.
I don't know. NASA's always talking about moon colonies and shit, so
Yeah.
maybe that'll happen someday when they have. Let me check my notes here. I guess we have to rely on billionaires to do it instead.
Or China.
Oh, yeah, that too.
Yeah.
Anyway, First Man. Tune in.
First Man, not Chinese.
Correct. Not
Look
Russian
forward
either.
to the next. Look forward to Ding Xiaoping starring Ryan Gosling. Coming next year.
Last thing I'm going to talk about, kind of divisive from what I've heard, but we'll see what I think about it. True Detective Season 4 just wrapped up this past week.
I heard someone is upset about it.
Yeah, the creator of the show is not a fan, apparently. Which, whatever.
Is this the guy? Is this Fukunaga?
No,
Who
this
got
is
Me Too'd?
Nick Pizzolatto. He's the writer of the show
Okay.
for the first 3 seasons. And he called the writing in season 4 like amateurish and like
You cannot.
basically called it
He
shit.
can't say that. He can't say that after making season 2, can he?
I mean, he shouldn't be allowed to. No. I think. Yeah.
We gotta shut him down. That should be.
Well, he deleted it afterwards, probably because he realized it was a bad book. But honestly, I watched season 4 here, and it was pretty good. There's some things that don't work and some things that do work. So it sounds like it sounds pretty much like when Nick Pizzolatto wrote season 3 of True Detective. Some things work, some things don't. Overall, it was pretty good. I think the thing about True Detective that is always like, maybe you shouldn't go back to the well, is that like it is impossible for you to make a new season of this show that is not going to be compared to season 1, and it's also impossible to go back and recreate season 1.
Yeah, you're never gonna get a power couple like McConaughey and Ed Sheeran.
Woody Harrelson.
Woody Harrelson. Yeah, I got some of the letters right. Okay.
Yeah. And season 3, the season before this one, did try to do it because it had Mahershala Ali and
all right,
Stephen Dorff.
And we did tune in on that.
It's true. But this one we got Jodie Foster as like the Matthew McConaughey type. And newcomer Kaylee Rice, I think is her name. I might have butchered that. This is like, I think, her 3rd acting role, but she's really good in this. As more of a less seasoned detective, we'll say. Basically, they're in Alaska during the all-night affair that that happens all the time in Alaska.
You mean, what's the movie called? 20 Weeks of Night?
Yeah, it's it's when that's nothing but night for,
Yeah, and the vampires are out.
Yeah, there's vampires out. No vampires, but one of the things that I thought was maybe a bit too much in this 4th season is that they really do go hard on leaning into like the potential supernatural elements. It was there in the 1st season, but it's like somebody watched the 1st season and was like, let's turn that dial up a little bit. And I mean,
like how supernatural does it get? Is it like Michael Myers getting shot out a window and then his corpse vanishes?
No. The show keeps it somewhat grounded in the sense that the character who believes in the supernatural elements, which is Kaylee Rice's character, is the one who we see experience this most of the time. It's not completely consistent, though. But I think like the most supernatural it gets, no spoilers, is that like a guy who's already dead rises from like his hospital bed and talks to the lady, but you're like pretty sure that didn't actually happen.
Oh, so it's like a Twin Peaks thing.
Sort of, yeah. It's a Twin Peaks thing, but more like if it was shot by like the A24 like elevated horror type director. And less like the Lynchian dream sequence type deal. But yeah, the mystery itself is pretty compelling. Basically, these scientists are found frozen in a pile together in the water or the ice, and the detectives have to figure out what drove them to run out naked into the ice and die.
Okay, that is a good hook.
Yeah, it's pretty great. It's unnerving. There's a lot of early inspiration from The Thing, with the unbearing frozen landscape and the weird sort of frozen combination of these scientists. It's some good stuff.
So that's a tune in.
Yeah, I'd give it a tune in. Screw Nick Pizzolatto.
Italianos go home.
Whoa.
Oh, sorry. I misread the room. Sorry.
If I were to like sort of psychoanalyze why he's mad, I think it's just the fact that they're doing a season without him, even though he like, from what I could tell, they were gonna make a season 4 with him attached, but then he signed a deal with FX, which he hasn't made anything for them yet. Oh god, him doing Justified would be either the best thing or the worst thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, he so I think he's maybe mad that someone else took it over. But hey, they did a pretty good job. I'm not going to complain. Again, it's just a situation of a lot of the people who seemed upset with the show were maybe expecting season 1 of True Detective, or were just agreeing with what he said about the screenplays without, I don't know. I'm not a screenplay writer, so I can't like what do you say? Dissect that kind of stuff. But he didn't say anything constructive. He just said it was shit.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know about that, fam.
He was just like, it stinks.
Yeah, more or less. But it's, I don't know. I don't agree with the negativity, the super negative parts of it. So I think it's a pretty good show. I'm going to tune in. Let's tune in on True Detective season 4.
Detective that we didn't watch on the show.
It's true, we didn't.
And we never will now.
I don't know what we watched.
It's already been tuned into.
Yeah, it's true. I've already confirmed. Tune in. Anyway, that's it for me.
You guys watched a lot of stuff this week.
And that's it for this part of the show, guys. So, listen, normally we'd get into the news, but it was kind of a slow week. We didn't really have any news items.
Yeah,
what are you talking about slow week? There's a bunch of news that happened.
Oh, I mean, like in the Middle East.
Well, no,
we're talking about TV news.
Yeah, I mean TV news. There wasn't really a whole lot of TV news.
There's actually a fair bit of news. I have it right here.
Sure.
Huh? Okay, did I miss something?
You missed a lot. Okay, well, let me get into this because apparently Swanson's been just sleeping at the wheel.
Okay.
So, here's the first story. Daily Show's Jon Stewart has gone on vacation to Alaska.
Good for him.
Okay.
And Eric Andre is going to be filling in for him.
Oh, okay. But only on Mondays?
Well, yeah, because he's only there once a week.
Well, this could be interesting, but...
Well, Eric Andre put out a statement about his role in the show, and it reads, "No jokes, no pranks, serious politics only."
Well, that means he's definitely going to do something.
Yeah, that sounds like a joke or a prank.
That sounds like the setup.
So you think that he's going to show and is going to be even more bombastic than he usually is on this one?
I think he's going to show up and he's going to immediately break the desk in half.
Yeah, he sent a picture of him. And let me put this in chat for you guys. Here it is. He sent a picture of him. You know, he's very, he's wearing he's
even got glasses.
Suit. He's got his glasses on, and he's got his hands in like a little pyramid.
Did he cut his hair?
He kind of looks like Brother Mazone in this.
Yeah.
He got a perm, Swanson.
Okay, so he's got a very different hairdo.
But I bet he's just going to walk out on this. I bet he's just going to walk out day one nude and scream at the audience.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, this is a pretty big move by Comedy Central to put Eric Andre on here. So we'll see how it goes. Are we going to watch this for the pod? Or?
Yeah, what does Comedy Central have to say about this?
Are they fans?
Let me see.
Guess they're fans. They put them on there.
They said, due to Jon Stewart's unexpected Alaskan vacation, we found the best man for the job.
So they didn't know.
Wait, so he just walked up?
Is this Stewart? Like a Chappelle Show situation?
Why is Jon Stewart going to Alaska?
For vacation.
Oh, why Alaska?
Is he going to be part of the night
Why don't you
country?
ask him? He didn't... Only thing we know is that he went to Alaska. There's no
He
more...
went to Alaska unannounced?
He announced it, but it was just short notice.
What did he say in the announcement?
He said, I'm going to vacation in Alaska.
That's it? What, did he tweet this out at the airport?
Yeah, was
I
it
don't
put that
know.
a photo of him in the airport with a ticket that says to Alaska?
Like, I don't understand
Bye-bye,
why you guys
bitches.
are so caught up on him going on a vacation to Alaska.
Well,
on
it's
short
kind of
notice.
cold this time of year.
Anyway, Kio, to answer your original question, no, I will not be watching It's the Daily Show. Why would I? Why would I?
It's got Eric Andre.
Maybe he'll kiss Trevor Noah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Trevor Noah comes back and they kiss.
All right, and my other story here is an exciting announcement from HBO.
Oh!
Oh, okay.
And
Can't believe
I
missed
am
it.
stunned that you guys haven't come across this. What were you guys doing this week?
I was being unemployed.
I was.
Oh,
I guess I
okay.
wasn't. I don't know. I guess I was. Didn't see this news. What is it?
Viewers have, for years, speculated what happened after the ending of The Sopranos. HBO decided to finally answer those questions
What?
for viewers at home.
Huh?
Using state-of-the-art AI technology, they
Wait.
produced... Huh?
Wait a second, huh?
Yeah, they reproduced a digital likeness of James Gandolfini for the new 7th season of The Sopranos.
Kio, this can't.
In this new season, they're going to explore the events after the fade to black at the end of the series.
So he's alive, I'm guessing?
I mean, they have the AI generated tone. Kia, where did you hear this?
Yeah, what's your news
What
source?
do you mean, where'd I hear this?
Where'd you get this news from?
Yeah, where'd you get that other story from?
Yeah,
it was
'cause now
from
I'm
an
questioning
X.com
both, but I was
account.
An X.com account?
Yeah, X.com. It's the social media website hosted by Elon Musk.
right. Yeah, we know it and love it.
Yeah, it's...
You got it from, well, what account was this?
let me check.
Had a blue check mark,
Oh.
right?
He's got a blue check mark. Yeah, his name is Daniel.
I mean, what's
Okay.
the account's name? What's he at?
It's at Disinformation Daniel.
Okay, well, yeah. Now I'm.
Hold on. What does his bio say?
He says, I spread the real truth, the only truth that matters.
Oh,
And then it says Daniel.
I'm
I
getting
mean-
mixed messages. I'm getting mixed signals.
Now, does he specialize in TV news, or you just happen to find these first? Because I'm assuming a guy named
he's-
Disinformation Daniel is not just focusing on television news.
No, I really had to scour the account for this television news. He's got some other interesting stuff on here.
Oh, what's his most recent?
The most recent post he has here says that... Okay, yeah, this is... I'm pretty sure this is true. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Well,
Anyways, guys, let's go ahead and move on to the next...
Huh?
You didn't say it. You didn't tell us what it
Well,
was.
I'm worried about it.
All right, well, it says that Donald Trump has joined Russia and become Vladimir Putin's little man, in quotes, little man.
Okay, well, I mean, that's kind of funny to think about, but I don't think it's true.
I think Trump
It has
is
a
taller
picture.
than Putin.
Yeah, but he's on all fours.
Today
I
I've
don't think
decided to become Putin's dog. Woof woof.
I don't think this is real, Kio. But we'll
No,
just have to
it's-
rely on the emails to tell us.
No. It's real. It's real, guys. Come on.
I'm nothing but a little
Why would
pup
that have a
for
picture?
big, strong Putin.
Yeah, I'm
get to wear
looking at
this nice
HBO,
little
and they aren't
collar.
saying anything. They aren't saying anything about The Sopranos or Vladimir Putin.
Woof woof.
Yep.
Yeah,
If
Kio,
I
I'm
was a
afraid to tell
dog,
you
I
that
would
this
be
is
one of
not-
those. In Russia, they have borshois. They hunt wolves. They've got the longest necks, folks. You wouldn't believe it.
A lot of people are saying they've got the longest necks in the world, longer than a giraffe. It's true. A lot of people say this.
Commander, he's like a little puppy, a chihuahua compared to them. If you tried to bait them, bye-bye.
Kio, I have bad news for you, which is that this is not. None of this is true.
No, look at this one. This one's real.
What if Donald Trump got a pet and he was like very proud of it?
No, this one says horse.
Okay, that is true. I have confirmed it with
Trump.
the Patriots.
Okay, you look at this photo, this quote-unquote photo of Donald Trump riding a horse.
Well, what's wrong with
Doesn't
it?
even look. It doesn't even look like him.
And also, he has 3 legs.
Yeah, he has 3 legs, and his hands do look a little weird around the horse's neck.
He's hugging the
strangling
horse. He's giving it a hug. Come on,
There seem to
guys.
be ripples coming from where he's squeezing the neck. Very weird.
Yeah, Kio, I have
All right,
bad
so-
news for you. This information,
What?
Daniel, is not giving you solid, real info. Like, none
I
of
don't
this is
think
real
this is real
news.
news.
Okay, well, what about these top 5 Nutella recipe tips that he's got on his page, too?
That's not news, that's cooking.
Yeah, not news. Decidedly not news.
Nutella's been around for a while.
But
Also,
it's a real
what
recipe. Look at
are you cooking
look, if
with
you
Nutella?
Yeah, a real recipe from like 1992.
if you mix Nutella with flour and water and put it in a mug and microwave it for 3 minutes, it makes a cake.
They're not going to talk about this on The View and how it changes the food game, Kio.
Listen, Kio,
This
you
is
could
not
do that,
news.
but odds are pretty good you're going to ruin the mug.
This is real. This is real, guys. Look, you could put Nutella on toast.
Yeah, that's Kio. We've been doing that for like our entire lives.
Okay.
We put a
I'm
lot
still
of things
going to
on
be following
toast.
I'm following this account. I'm going to choose to believe this. This is real.
All right.
Oh, listen. For anyone else, disinformation Daniel's not. Don't go there. In fact, just stay off X.
And don't
You
follow
know-
TV tuners on X.
Elon
Well,
Musk is a
definitely
real
don't do
coward. He says the site is X, but it is still Twitter. The site is still twitter.com. He's not
Right.
changed it.
It's true.
It's
I
true.
got a screenshot right now.
Yeah. I feel like he can't for some reason.
Like he couldn't figure it out. Like he really tried really hard and put a lot
Like
of money
some
into it, and he just
unexplained reason.
couldn't.
There's
There's
something
probably
keeping him
merchandising.
from-
There's probably contractual reasons.
Yeah, true.
Maybe.
Anyways. So that's it for the news.
Yeah, so I guess there's nothing left to do but talk about our show this week on the pod.
What is there to say about this show? Did you guys even watch it? I didn't watch it.
I did watch it. I did look at it. I have thoughts.
I did, in fact, watch it.
That's crazy. How did you guys watch this?
Well, you know, on our favorite...
I can't.
on the TV, like
On
we
this
all
be-
do. We gather around like a
Yes.
family, and we watch it on the TV. A big bucket of popcorn in the middle. Anyway, the show we watched this week is Tracker. Tracker follows lone wolf survivalist Coulter Shaw, who roams the country as a reward seeker, using his expert tracking skills to help private citizens and law enforcement solve all manner of mysteries while contending with his own fractured family. Did Tracker find you and take you to safety, or did it let you fall off a cliff to your death? In the rain.
I am lost. This show...
Well, if
feels
you're
like
lost,
show
then
break
perhaps we need Coulter Shaw, not Tracker. His name is not Tracker, by the way, to find you.
Listen,
Why would his name be Tracker?
Well, because from you just listen to
You
this.
think this is Reacher? You think this is Reacher, Swanson? This is not Reacher. This is Tracker.
This is Tracker. We have Reacher at home.
I don't
pretty
even
much
think
what
it's
this
that, because I don't think they even tried to get Reacher, because this guy isn't, like, overwhelmingly sexy like Richard Hudson is.
Well, yeah, this is why this is Wish.com Reacher, because this guy isn't big. He isn't, like, overwhelmingly hot.
I feel like
Just an
Wish.com
average
is a
dude
bit
who's, like, snarky.
Yeah.
He's not even smart. He's like, I guess
He's definitely
good at talking.
neurotypical. They should have called the show Talker.
I mean, yeah, that's pretty much what he does. He doesn't,
There's no action sequences in this show.
there's like a do you even call it a car chase? It's one car.
Yeah, and he's on the car. It's a driving sequence.
The bad guy in the episode kills himself.
Tracker's just like, ooh, that's crazy stuff, man. Anyways.
Honestly, Tracker made the situation worse by freeing the kid from the... By confronting the guy.
Yeah, true. I mean, I guess the cops made the situation worse because he kind of had it settled in some way.
Anyways, I feel like the show wasn't even trying to make money. I think they deliberately... They were trying to do some sort of tax fraud scheme by making a bomb.
Yeah, I feel like...
Oh, man.
Like, there's so many bad decisions. Like, everything is shot reverse shot.
Well, here's the thing. This is a CBS show, so it's guaranteed to get decent ratings. And it came on... It debuted as the lead-out show from the Super Bowl.
What? They fucking had this blue screen Dragon Ball Z random ass plateau right after the Super Bowl.
That's right. Right after the Super Bowl, after you've seen Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce give their big declaration of support for Joseph R. Biden,
and the state of Israel.
That's right. You get to watch Tracker, which starts with this guy staring into the screen and being like, "You're gonna live," which I guess is a nice reassuring thing for Mima and Peapod to hear.
This whole set. This is clearly a set, right? There's no way this is a real.
The whole show is clearly on a set. It feels like, yeah.
Like they went to the Pacific Northwest at the end, I guess, or.
Yeah, but I feel like even that was probably a set. It feels like maybe they did like a day of outdoor shooting.
But this Kio, did that beast not fill you with a profound sense of unreality?
I don't think this show filled me with any profound anything, but...
Fair.
So yeah, we got Tracker.
Yeah,
a woman had a rock fall on her leg somehow.
Yeah,
she's not like...
I thought, did she like trip or something? Like what?
She's not like up in the hills or anything. The hill's in the background.
Yeah. But he shows up and he's like, all right, so listen, here's what... It's essentially like young Mike, but without any of the actual...
Mike doesn't do maths.
Well, it's true. But he comes in and he does like, here's what's gonna happen. We could wait for someone to show up. Odds are you'll be dead.
this would be a Jack Reacher speech. Except he doesn't have, like, the autistic Ubermensch confidence to pull it off.
No, instead he sort of sounds like a con man, except he's not conning it.
He kind of sounds like a goober. He sounds like Nathan Fielder, for Christ's sake.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want him saving me.
There's a little bit of like here's what we're gonna do, guys.
The plan, we get the rock off the leg. and then we donate it to charity.
He's Nathan Fielder if Nathan Fielder was conventionally attractive. And as you said, neurotypical. But yeah, he saves this lady, and I guess her boyfriend is there, and he's like, "Oh man, I'm so glad I talked to you. I'm so glad you saved him, not Tracker. Thanks." And the guy's like, "Yeah, so how about my 50 grand? That's the reward money." And the guy's like, I gotta talk to her parents."
So wait, how long was this lady out there that the guy put out a bounty of $50,000 for her?
Right, like, if it's longer than 24 hours, she probably should have already been awake and or dead. Like, was she knocked out for a full day?
And how would she get knocked out? How did that rock get on her leg?
Listen, a lot of unanswered questions. The show's unconcerned with giving you answers to.
Did it fall from the sky?
Maybe. Perhaps Tracker's brother did this as like an elaborate ruse. We'll get to Tracker's brother at the end because I can't.
What is evil Tracker's brother's name?
Russell.
No. I mean, if Tracker is Tracker, then what's the verb?
Oh,
Hider?
Hider?
Oh man, that'd be so perfect.
Seeker?
Yes, I was thinking that too.
Tracker and Seeker?
Man, this week Tracker and Seeker are going to go at it.
Hey, listen, man, this was a show in the 80s, it'd probably kick ass.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it is now it's modern
Well,
times.
if it was the 80s, his name would be Tracker.
100%. This guy's name would be. It would be like it would be like his code name, and it would stand for something. And they would say it every time in the intro.
Which begs the question. Oh, I guess they weren't on any drugs when they made this, unlike in the 80s.
Right. You can tell that this is a completely sober writing style.
No energy.
No energy. Everything is filmed as flatly as possible.
Oh, this is like the most low energy program I've ever seen.
It's sterile as hell. Even the characters' interaction, because they couldn't afford insurance or something. Every main cast member is not on set with other main cast members.
Well, it's not even that they couldn't.
They'll do shot reverse shot, and they'll have like a body double with their back really close to the camera.
Yeah, a lot of shows have been starting to do this, and I feel like this is like super egregious. So I'm wondering if this is becoming a regular thing on like network shows. Oh,
there's no future for TV then.
Because it's egregious in this, where it's like Tracker will be talking to someone, and then it'll cut to the person, and it'll be a person who's like Tracker-ish, standing there looking at them. And then it'll cut back, and it'll be a person who kind of looks like the person from the back. And then we gotta get into the thing where all of Tracker's supporting cast, because Tracker is a guy who moves around. His name's not Tracker; it's Coulter Shaw, but we were gonna call him Tracker.
No, he's Tracker, and he goes from place to place, and he has the most boring conversation about tracking. And he's like, "I'm really good at tracking. Check this out! I found him. There he is. Got him."
Anyways, he lives in a trailer with his two moms.
Yeah, well, he doesn't live with his two moms, is the thing. Every other supporting cast member has to be called in or Zoomed.
You're
which
right.
is the problem with having a supporting cast for a show about a guy who moves around. This is another thing, you were just talking about 80s shows, Stare. In the 80s, the cast would have just been this dude. Maybe there'd be some recurring cast members, but it would just be this dude, and you'd have a bunch of guests every episode.
Yeah, and I don't think you would have 2 lesbian moms.
You certainly wouldn't have 2 lesbian. In Reagan's America, you'd be lucky if you had 1 lesbian mom. But yeah, he listen. He does have 2 lesbian moms, and lesbians on CBS is wild. This is true proof that the conservatives have lost the culture war.
Which, as we know, is literally all the cornerstone of all politics.
Right,
everything flows downstream from that.
Right, it means that they've lost everything and definitely don't have a minority control.
We don't have to worry this November about the election.
Right, everybody stay home. But yeah, there's lesbians on CBS. It's great. They're standard definition lesbians. They're just 2 ladies in love. What do you want? What more could you want?
I don't think anyone has a standard definition television anymore.
People are still on CRTs to this day.
Well, Smash Bros. Players, maybe. I bet there's going to be an episode tracker where he has to find someone kidnapped by a Smash Bros. Player.
Oh my gosh. His hardest task yet.
How would that factor into the kidnapping?
Well, because, Smash Bros. Players have a reputation.
Oh, you're right. Like, how many of them have had scandals?
Well,
a lot.
Probably about as many as CEOs of CBS.
Ooh, got him.
But yeah, he goes to meet with these parents. The whole deal, the whole situation for this first episode is that this child has been kidnapped by who they originally believed to be the father, his actual dad. And he explains his whole job, and the other kid that they have says, "Sounds cool." No, it doesn't. Don't lie. Come on. That was a teenager nice. As written by a 40-year-old man.
Oh. Yeah.
I wouldn't hear this guy's pitch and be like, "Yeah, you sound like a cool dude." I would be like, "Okay, so you just want some money to help me solve this problem without the cops getting involved? Cool."
I'd be like, Tracker brings a sort of James Woods vibe to the family meeting that I don't like if I was a teenager in that situation.
Hey, listen, at least he doesn't bring a Walton Goggins vibe to the family meeting.
Oh, well, you gotta admit he does have. You gotta admit he does. He has way more charisma than this guy, Walt Goggins.
Yeah, I mean, listen, if Walton Goggins was Tracker, Walton Goggins should be Seeker. I had to kill him, Tracker.
Nice to see you, brother. Been a while.
I had to kill him, Tracker. You don't understand.
How's the hunt going?
But yeah, he gets put on the case, and he goes out. He starts tracking. And hey, listen, guys.
And he goes to harass people at McDonald's.
No, not
wait,
McDonald's.
No, he meets his
Burger
ex.
Bin.
Oh wait, no, he meets his ex first, doesn't he? No, he goes to Burger Bin.
Yeah, correct. First he goes to Burger Bin, but also before we get that stare, we get the part where I started audibly sighing on this show, which is oh good, we're getting flashbacks.
Oh yeah, to the rock climbing scene.
Yeah, so flashback to his youth.
I'm just like, oh no, they're gonna do a myth arc.
Yeah, it's all they're already setting it up here. It's ready to go.
Yeah.
It's rip-roaring. It's it's here. It's ready.
Don't you want to learn about Tracker's youth? He had a childhood.
He did a lot of stuff free climb. And
there's beating a dead horse, and then this is the dead horse being prestige television. This is just watching the decomposition process.
Yeah.
At the halfway point.
Yeah, very much so.
Stop doing myth arcs. Just make episodic procedurals again.
Just give me some, like, and it's weird because CBS also does that. Like, I would like a procedural, but like, they don't do procedurals that are like, here's a cool new show. They do like, here's NCIS 15, NCIS Sydney, which is a real show. I like to remind you guys that exists.
I gotta wonder what the thought process was if this wasn't a tax evasion scheme. That a producer looked at this, saw the lead, and was like, oh yeah, this guy's charismatic. People care about his backstory.
Let's put this on after the Super Bowl. He goes to the burger bin, and this guy's a professional, and this is how he's dealing with this situation.
Yeah,
like if Jack Reacher did this, they would not know he was in there.
Right. Well, right. They would. So there's so much
he
wrong
would either
with how
social
this
engineer his
situation
way.
goes about.
He would social engineer his way into the back, or he would kill everyone in that restaurant.
Right.
With like his fist rolled up in a towel.
So Tracker goes in. The Tracker realizes that there's a camera right where the bike rack is.
Oh, now, did we talk about how this cashier is like totally Xanaxed out?
Yeah, this cashier definitely took a couple Xanax.
This is definitely a young person ridden by a boomer.
I mean, like, it's kind of unreasonable to go up and ask like a random cashier about the fucking cameras. He's here to ring up orders, man.
Yeah, but he seems like he's out of it. He feels like he has no idea how to interact with the world because he's looking at his phone too much.
I mean, listen, it's possible. But no, he goes in here. So his plan, such that it is to go in here and ask for the camera footage, but then not have any proof that he like needs, like he's some sort of he can't, like, he has to know he can't just get it. Right? Like he's a professional. Like, this is the first time he's had to ask for camera footage.
Sometimes you forget. You have an off day, Swanson. Take it easy on this man. Come on.
All right,
maybe
you're right. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt, you know. So he asks, and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna have to talk with, man. We're gonna have to ask corporate about all that." And instead of just being like, "Okay, yeah, why don't you go get corporate on the phone?" He's like, "Actually, no, never mind." So you're already looking sus.
And also, he sees the police officers in the restaurant at this point.
Yes, so he knows there's police in the restaurant, and then he decides, actually, what I'm gonna do, just right now, while everyone is still aware of the conversation we just had seconds ago, walk into the camera room and just take a look real quick. Luckily for him, Burger Ben seems to have a very up-to-date camera system that doesn't take hours to fucking find footage from days ago.
Yeah, most don't keep footage for more than a day.
Oh, yeah, that's true, too. But he's able to find this. Not only is he able to find it, it's crystal clear, and he can zoom in, see the people. Because, of course.
It's like they're just making a joke here, honestly.
Yeah.
They have like a security enthusiast working at this burger joint. Like, what is happening?
So, yeah, like, the owner of the burger bin was very invested in security. So he goes and takes a look, and he locks the door, and the cops are like, "Hey, we're gonna come in here. He's like, give me a minute." Like, he's in the bathroom.
Not yet.
Yeah, and he's
You're shitting yourself.
I mean, listen, the plan. I would be like a bold maneuver for his plan if he did just act like it was the bathroom and he was confused, like he was like shitting on the chair or some shit.
I'd be
like,
bold.
Okay, well, it's a bold plan. I don't think it really worked, but I mean,
I think the consequences would be greater if he pooped.
Like, the cops would charge him with more defecation on security equipment. Is that a charge?
Well, just pooping. I mean, pooping on the chair. Or on the floor.
Yeah. Public defecation.
Also, the cops would beat him if he did that.
Yeah, true. Because they would realize that he was having some sort of mental health crisis and realize that the only way to solve it was to beat him up.
Yeah, did you see that photo of the guy who set himself on fire in front of the Israeli embassy and the cop just pointed a gun at him as it happened?
What was the gun going to do?
Shoot the fire. Maybe he was afraid that the guy was going to bear hug him.
I guess. Yeah, so he gets arrested, and as he's taking a photo, he's like, "Hey, listen, you don't want to arrest me, right? There's like a kid there's a kid that's been kidnapped. It's not his dad." Which is the big thing he finds out. And we get introduced to Cop Lady, who becomes his love interest of the week, I'm assuming. And she's like...
As mentioned.
Yeah. And she's like, no, you're in this for the money. And so he has to call his lesbian moms to bail him out. And his lesbian moms call Lawyer Lady, who is also a love interest for him. I'm going to presume a more long-term love interest. I do not remember her name, but she shows up and essentially just gives some horrible exposition directly to a cop. Like, this would have been a sign of, like, at least a screenplay that was semi-aware. If they just had the cop be like, "Hey, listen, I don't need to hear all this."
You know, I think they shot a first draft.
It does
like
sort
they had
of feel
to get
like
this
that.
out. They had to get this out before the Super Bowl or after.
Like they were editing it they were filming it like the day before the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah, because she comes in and she's like, "Hey, listen, that guy in there, yeah, I've helped him out of a few jams before. And yeah, we've had sex." And like she's telling their entire relationship history to this random police officer, and the cops just like standing there like, "Oh, huh? Yeah, you don't say. Okay, sex, you say.
Spill the tea, sis.
Oh, never called you, you say. Oh,
is pull-out game strong? Both physically and emotionally?
No plan B, you say. Oh. And she's like, "Listen, I don't know. This guy, he's a narcissist or whatever, but I'm gonna help him out." So I guess she pulled some strings or whatever, and this guy's free to go. Like, sure, whatever. It's just a giant shrug. They're like, "Yeah, she did lawyer magic." So he continues his case, finds out.
Yeah, and he goes to the halfway house.
Yeah,
finds out about the hidden gold up in the hills.
Yeah, Curly's gold.
And these guys at the halfway house seem to be the only people trying to act, presumably so they can have something in their portfolio.
Yeah, I mean they were given a performance here. It's true. Especially the black guy, because the way he pronounces that damn money was very, I felt it. But yeah, so the dad, before he passed, which is the thing we learned, is that he passed away. He kept talking about money that he had buried away, and this guy who was at the halfway house heard it and then decided to kidnap his son to find the money. So Tracker goes and tells the parents, and the cops are now involved because Tracker got arrested and had them help do some stuff. And this is a situation where I'm surprised. This is a situation where the cops wouldn't listen to this guy at all. They would just do, they would have already, the kid would have been dead by the time Tracker got there because the cops would have already been scoping out the place.
They would have Ruby Ridged him.
They would have unloaded on this situation. If only because it would solve it more quickly for them.
Yeah. And yeah, solve it one way or another. And yeah, they Tracker instead convinces them, hey, give me 2-hour lead time. I can find this guy. So he goes and he finds the guy. And they have like he like convinces him to give him the keys and he'll get out of here and you got time to get away or whatever. And then the cop helicopter shows up. Tracker gets shot in the arm, and then the guy drives away. And we get this climactic sequence where Tracker is on the back of a truck as it's sort of like driving in one location over and over again.
Like, imagine, if you will, Jack Reacher were here instead of Tracker. How he would have resolved this.
Think to talk about this climactic scene where it's not really a chase because it's a guy on a car.
No.
So whatever you call that. It's a guy on a truck trying not to fall off of a truck. Now, what if I were to tell you that this scene is shot worse and is less compelling than any car chase in Twisted Metal?
Well, it is CBS.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not shocked. It's just, is what it is.
That's why they're the big leagues.
Yep, that's why this show got, let me look here. It got a rating of 18.44. That's how many million viewers watched because it came on after the Super Bowl. The week after that, 6.8.
Wow, I'm still kind of impressed.
Yeah, I mean, it's CBS. That's like their median ratings, I think. But I'm sure.
I think we need to.
Yeah.
I think we need to take better care of our nation's elderly. It's what those numbers are telling me.
Listen, CBS, it's on in every nursing home in the country, so.
We gotta get, like, the government to fund it so they can watch Justified instead.
Yeah, but I mean, come on. Are they really gonna... I'd be surprised if they're into this show,
No, think about it. Come on, he wears a cowboy hat. Old people will love that.
That's true. They'd be like, it reminds me of John Wayne. And they would think nothing else of it.
But anyways, the problems with Tracker as a main character, he's so passive. He doesn't accomplish anything.
Right, he's passive, and I'm not convinced that he's good at his actual entitled job.
Like, all he can say is he might have saved that kid from drowning.
Right.
At the end, like when the guy kills himself because he's confronted by the police and the truck rolls back over the cliff. Which is
the real climactic moment, I guess, which is that the car rolls over the cliff after this guy kills himself. Which, I mean, kudos to the here, because you see the blood splatter and everything, so kudos on the violence, I guess.
If this had been Jack Reacher or Raylan Givens, they would have just killed this guy.
Yeah, they wouldn't have waited for the police to come up. The moment that they got a shot on this guy, they would have taken it.
They don't want to. People don't want to watch your hero do nothing, be a secondary party to the events of the plot.
Right. And
they want to see a man of action.
I don't know if Tracker's like a no murder dude. That did not come up. But if Tracker had just killed this guy, the car would not have rolled back at all. He would have been facing forward on it, and it probably would have gone forward.
Or, talk the guy down while hanging off the back of the truck. That would have been interesting to see.
Oh, there's an idea. Yeah.
That's exciting, I guess.
But I guess they decided he'd already talked the guy down once. So now they had to have, something else. Anyway,
well,
so
you
what we
could just
get...
move you could just move all of his dialogue to him hanging off the truck. It's the same amount of runtime either way.
Yeah. And here's the thing.
Again, I think this was a first draft.
You get this climactic, quote unquote, jump into the water, which is really, do you even see them really jump into the water? I guess you do. You see some shots that imply they jump in the water.
It doesn't really look like they're falling.
Yeah.
It looks like maybe they're being held by wires in front of a blue screen and kicking their legs. Wow!
Yeah, that's kind of the whole deal. Tracker gives him like a little pep talk, and that's like, I guess that's a typical Tracker moment.
He does his Tracker. What was it? Terranceology.
Oh
Trackerology.
Yeah, his track. He hits him with some talker abilities. And they jump into the water, and then he's like, cut to like a day or so later, and he's like, yeah.
Now, see, if this had been Cordell Walker, he would have roundhouse kicked the guy onto the bed of the truck, and then the truck would have rolled downhill and exploded.
Yeah. Listen, they don't make them like they used to. You know what else Walker wouldn't have? An evil brother who's out there trying to get in touch. Yeah, so he's like, oh, I'm glad the kid's safe, thanks for the money. Let me have sex with this cop lady and then leave. And that's pretty much the episode, except for the last minute or so. We get the myth arc reveal, which is that so he had told us before that he was looking for his dad. He went out looking for his dad, and he found his dad's dead body. But what we see at the end is that not only did he find his dad's dead body, but he looked up, and his brother was standing on the cliff. And his brother, I guess, went missing that day. And so now Tracker has an evil brother on the loose. Such a batshit way to fucking...
That made this show a tune-in, honestly.
Oh, fuck you, no.
It was...
No.
The thing that put it over the top for me...
Down.
The thing that put it over the top for me is when young Tracker, who is played by... It has to be their first acting role because they are as wooden as a slab of fucking... as a 2x4. This kid is like, Russell!
Seeker! No, again, I turned it off. I I couldn't stomach this flashback.
Every episode now in Tracker, listen, if I was writing this show, if the TV Tuners team was on board doing this show, every episode of Tracker now would have a text message from his brother at the end where he would be like, you've become Tracker. I've become Seeker. It's like little cryptic messages every day, at the end of every episode.
You'd be sending him stuff like happy hunting.
Yeah, exactly.
I hope fate finds you well.
Something like that, yeah. And like maybe near the end of the season, it's like visiting some old friends, and he like takes a photo of the outside of his lesbian mom's house. And it's like the climax. It's like that's what leads the confrontation between them.
No.
But instead,
more of this.
It's probably going to be something much stupider. But yeah,
you're upsetting him, Swanson. You're making Stairmaster cry.
You're making me think about the show.
That's pretty much the end of the episode here. So listen, guys, I know what the answer is, but I gotta ask, what do you think? Final thoughts?
It's a tune out. Boring, but also stupid. I just can't.
This feels so like frictionless. And hollow. This feels like Coco Melon for 75-year-olds. Like a computer made this.
Towards the end of yeah.
Yeah, it was interesting when Tracker swallowed the yellow orb and turned into a crocodilo. A cocodilo. And techno music started playing.
Towards the end of the episode, Tracker's lawyer friend says, you know what the problem with you, Tracker, is? You're so damn interesting. Strong disagree. This is a tune out.
Yeah.
There's nothing interesting about this guy. I would rather follow Seeker.
What is Tracker's defining trait? He likes to talk about numbers.
Yeah, listen,
That's
this was
it.
this is Guttersville right here, guys. This is not. Listen, no, this is a tune out. No, absolutely not.
There's a 100% chance I'm going to tune out on this.
It makes me want to go back and tune in on Reacher season 2, even though I know it wasn't good.
Oh, it wasn't that bad. Come on.
I mean, yeah, it was compared to Tracker.
Oh, come on, Swanson.
Compared to Tracker, it was the best show of the year.
Come on, Swanson. You punched through that car window to beat up that guy.
That's what I mean. Compared to that guy.
It's
that
better
was
than
like,
Tracker.
Yeah.
I think
This
we should retroactively tune in on Reacher. I think the
it
show
sets a bad precedent to retroactively. Then we'd have to go retroactively tune in on Harley Quinn or something.
Now or than now.
Listen, there's a lot of shows that maybe were good that weren't good the first episode that we watched. And that's the nature of the beast, guys. Anyway, I'll tell you what isn't good and probably never will be, Tracker.
But if you do want to relitigate this, our email is open.
It's true. tvtunerspodcast
Yeah,
at gmail.com.
our email is open.
And listen, that's a tune out on Tracker. And that'll be about it for this week's episode of the show. Next week on the pod, we're going to live action adaptation town. Another Netflix one, to be exact. They're not doing an anime, but they're doing a sort of anime adjacent in terms of style, at least. That's right. Everybody, it's a second go around of live action Avatar, Last Airbender.
Featuring Dr. Han.
So until next week when we're bending, keep watching. Bye. It's over.
I found him.
Hey folks, time for the TV Tuners Fact of the Day. Did you know that Stairmaster created the Tracker program as a way to evade taxes?
No, I would never. You can't listen to him. This is just more of his chicanery. Can't you see he placed the screenplays in my pocket when I wasn't looking? He's always been like this, and he always will be.